All right, we're back. What's up, everybody? Thanks for getting back with us. It's 9:45 p.m. Eastern. Casey's been able to join us. What's up, Casey?
Hey, what's going on, everybody?
Dude, sorry you missed that. We had some link problems. Obviously, you and Joe could not get in. Joe Biggs from Infowars.com is with us. What's up, Joe?
What's going on? I'm out here in the streets of Charlotte.
Dude, this is your hometown. I didn't realize that till you started posting about it.
Yeah, I used to live here. This is actually where I was living when I got out of the Army. I grew up here. I was actually born here. I used to manage one of the nightclubs that got ransacked last night, and I went back over there and looked at it, and it's just all been destroyed. It's pretty sad to see the city, this happening in my home city. I've been covering riots in Baltimore and Ferguson, all over the country, and never did I think it would actually happen back home. So I got out here as quickly as I could to try to find out what's going on. And what we've seen is peaceful protests starting off early in the night like this, how we are right now, people marching and chit-chatting and all that. But then all of a sudden something sparks it and it kicks off and it turns very violent. Last night someone was actually killed. The guy was shot in the head.
I heard he was in critical condition. He ended up passing away.
Well, the thing is, when they first came out, they said he died. Then they came out and said he was in critical condition on life support. Then I got here today and they said he ended up dying. So the guy's been dead. So these protests are no longer protests. They have been violent riots, which have led to the death of a person. There was a white guy that was in a parking garage right down the road where we were just at a minute ago, who was beaten and dragged through it, had his pants ripped off of him, and was just brutally beaten down. Another white girl had her purse taken away, and she was smacked and then pushed down the stairs. So that's the kind of stuff that's happening in this area. We're not seeing that kind of response thus far tonight. It's been a lot cooler, and that's probably because of the fact that they have issued a state of emergency, and they have National Guard on the scene.
So what's that presence look like, Joe? Have you seen any National Guard yourself?
Oh, yeah. There's a ton of National Guard around the Epicenter area. Epicenter is a spot with tons of bars, clubs, bowling alley, movie theater. Right beside the Charlotte Hornets Stadium, there's a lot of National Guard.
And that hot spot is also the Omni Hotel, it appears.
Yeah, the Omni Hotel. Omni Hotel is where I used to stay all the time when I would come uptown, and I didn't feel like driving back home. And it's right across the street from the Epicenter. And that's where the guy was actually shot in the head, was right there at the front entrance of the Omni. And they actually have it all boarded up now to where, until they can get the glass fixed and all that. There's been large protests.
Was there any significance to it being at the Omni originally?
No, what was happening was, I guess there was a large group of people. They stopped over there, and something happened, and the shot was fired. I was just interviewing, I'm going to put up a video in a minute, of the guy who was standing beside the guy that got shot and killed, and he said it was not a police officer. He said it was somebody from the crowd that was not a cop. So a lot of people are still bickering back and forth. No one's come out today and given us a statement on who it came from the police, whether or not it was a police officer or protesters. But people who were there, eyewitnesses, one reporter, and then one guy who's a local, said that it was a protester, so to say, who did it. So we'll be standing by for that. Also, the information we got today, too, is that the dash cam footage corroborates what the police officer said that this guy was not reading a book, that he did come at the police with a gun. And the family of Keith Lamont, who died, witnessed the footage today, and they said, do you feel like CMPD used the correct amount of force in dealing with this situation? Would you have handled the situation the same after seeing this footage? And the family said no comment, which is pretty much a yes in my book.
Wow. Yeah, we were trying to keep it as not jump to conclusions, but you're getting some more information than we are, and obviously it doesn't look good. And here's the other thing that's interesting, Joe. I've noticed about these protests is the community leaders that are getting in between the protesters and the cops and kind of playing buffer. It seems to be like it's lessened some of the violence.
Well, that and having tanks around almost every corner and tons of military and helicopters and police officers from all over the state and the area, that definitely helps out as well. It's still early. It's almost 10
All
o'clock.
they need to do is get on the microphone and say it's a state. They've declared it an unlawful protest, and everyone needs to go home. And as soon as they announce it 2 or 3 times, then they start moving forward and clearing. That's what seems to be the MO there.
Another piece of information we're just now getting as well too is there has been a curfew in place here for Charlotte. It's at midnight, so until the state of emergency is gone. So from here on out until the governor comes out and says there's no longer a state of emergency, there will be a curfew from here on out starting at midnight, which is kind of odd because when I was in Baltimore and when I was in Ferguson, it was usually 10 p.m. to go ahead and get things out of there because it's going to take time to get the people off the streets if there are large crowds and it is being violent. So midnight's kind of a bad call. It seems like the mayor here and the state is kind of making some bad decisions. They're going against, I think, a lot of mistakes we've learned from over the past few riots.
The
But
crowds
I
that I'm
guess,
seeing seem to be a lot bigger tonight, Joe, than last night.
yeah, there's a lot of large crowds. Where we are right now, I'm right up from the prison that's in the middle of Uptown. There's a group of people to my front that are out here. I had to stop so I could get on with you guys, and I lost about 500 to 800 people. They marched around somewhere else. I'm sure I can find them easily.
Do you feel safe? Is there an energy in the air that makes it feel like it's crazy, or is it just kind of calm right now?
It's calm right now. It's kind of hard to tell. You know, I'm not. There's a helicopter hovering overhead, so you could probably see it right there. The little speck.
Yep,
he's looking at something, so I'm assuming the larger group is over the opposite way of where I was just at. But yeah, I don't feel this way. You know, I don't feel threatened here. I mean, but
well, I'm not worried about you personally, knowing that you know how to take care of yourself and that kind of thing. It's more along the lines of what's the energy like in the crowd? There was a time last night I was watching TV where everything changed.
It's still kind of on edge. You know, when you walk around and you see people, you can kind of tell people are pissed off and upset. A lot of people are pissed off and upset because they don't understand what's going on with the information coming out. A lot of people don't care. A lot of people will come out here and they're opportunists and they take advantage of these situations and they use it as a way to release anger they've had pent up for a majority of their life that they've never known how to release it in a proper way. And when something like this happens, people hear these false narratives that get spun out of control. You know, we had Hillary Clinton that came out and said those damn, you know, white cops are killing our black people. And I'm like, you don't even have any information. You're running for president of the United States, and here you are coming out on Twitter, on national TV, making these statements that have zero facts based off of it. You have no clue what's going on. And
Was that on this incident, Joe?
Do what?
Was that Hillary said that about this incident in Charlotte?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
So it makes no sense. You know, this is a black cop who killed a black man. The police chief is a black man. His name is curfew. This is a Democrat-run city, you know, so there's a lot of the issues right there. Baltimore, Democrat-run city. They have a black mayor, you know, and people are screaming systemic racism. They're not saying that it doesn't exist. Of course, there are areas where it exists, but this exact instance with this police officer involved shooting has nothing to do with racism. This was a guy who had a track record out the butt, and he was rolling a joint on top of a book and had a gun out. And when he was asked to put his gun away, he decided to not listen or obey to any of the police commands and then came at the police officers, and that's when the guy was shot. Now, if you actually look at the law, a person does not have to point their gun at a police officer for the police officers to use deadly force. Just you moving towards them with a gun and not obeying their commands is enough for them to shoot at you.
Sounds like it's another, again, I've learned more about Charlotte. They've had a few officers get off in the past few years for very similar situations where, according to all accounts and according to evidence, they shot somebody that had a gun or didn't have a weapon, but was acting aggressive or whatever it may be. They seem to go to court and always seem to get off on those.
Well, I watched the live video. The daughter of the man that got shot put this rant Facebook Live on. And she swears that her father's never owned a gun, was scared of guns, didn't have guns, blah, 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 blah. The cops planted the gun. Just all this craziness.
Well, Joe, we'll let you get back to what you need to, brother. We just wanted to check in with you and spend a few minutes, and obviously we were able to do that. Thank you. We do appreciate it, bro.
Hey, Joe, that video wasn't made public, was it? The one that they showed the family?
Not to my knowledge. I think it was only released to them to let them see it.
Yep. The sheriff said he's not going to release it because he doesn't want to release he doesn't want to put out into public the death video of this guy.
Yeah, because they know that's going to spark something else. You know, that's a smart move by him to do that. I mean, just let the family come in. This is something that they're dealing with, and let them figure out what they want to do with it. If they want to go out and tell people, or if they want to continue with the false narrative, it's on them, I guess. But for now, that's probably the best move by him.
You got it.
So after they saw it, that's when they said they had no comment.
Yes, exactly, correct.
So, Joe, you're going to be doing some reporting for Infowars.com, I'm assuming?
Yeah, I've been here all day doing videos. We're not all day, but for a few hours so far. It's kind of hard. I mean, this is a big city if you've ever been in Charlotte, especially on foot. And I've probably walked about 15 miles since I've been here so far. basically you just look up in the sky, find a helicopter, and then find the spotlight pointing down, and then we walk over that area, and it looks like there's one about 10 blocks away. So
something tells me you're going to be hearing some loud canister noises soon too, so you'll be able to know what direction you are. Stay safe, Joe. Yeah, stay safe, man.
All right.
Oh, there's the first canister. They're starting them now. Just so you
Where?
know. Looks like
canisters now.
Yeah. Joe was ahead of CNN. Just for the record, Joe, you beat CNN. They finally now just put up the Charlotte mayor signs curfew order effective at midnight. That literally just hit my TV screen.
Yeah, they were saying no curfew like as of 10 minutes ago on TV.
I might be watching video from last night. So Joe, sorry.
Well, shoot me a text if you can see a crossroad where this is going on, so I can get over there.
It might be from last night. They're actually showing the video of the guy that got shot.
Also, the Sunday the Panthers game is home here in Charlotte. That's a lot of people coming into Uptown for a game in an area that's very hot and broken right now with all this stuff going on. So it's going to be interesting to see how that pans out.
Huge sneaker convention in Charlotte this weekend.
Are you fucking serious?
Hey, Joe, did you bring a gas mask with you, man?
Yeah, I got one in my backpack. I also have a Springfield 1911 EMP4.
Right on, man. Stay safe, Joe.
Completely legal, we know. All right. We appreciate it, brother. Stay safe. Later.
Later.
All right, guys. Joe's going to jump off, I'm sure, but let's do the same and wrap it up. Casey, you missed a decent show. We got into a couple different stories, but you got any thoughts on the terrorist attacks? Did I lose him, Ross? Ross, you're muted. Can you hear me?
Sorry about that, Kevin. Yes, I can hear you just fine. I don't know what happened to Casey's.
Yeah, I think he's gone.
Oh, that's too bad.
Him and Joe they're joined at the hips. Hey, thanks everybody for tuning in. Make sure you check out keyboard.us and L2Dcombat.com. We appreciate their support on Gun News Weekly. We'll talk to you next week. Under an hour, Ross. We did it.
Wow.
We'll talk to you soon, dude.
Yeah, man.
All right.
Yeah,
cool.
Absolutely.
Thanks, everybody.
Hey, thanks to everybody in the chat. It's good to see Schwell in the chat. I hope everybody had a good time tonight. Looking forward to next week, man. Everybody next week.
Did he behave, or did he post any big pictures of bowls of mayonnaise?
Hey, Schwell's a good guy. Schwell behaved.
I'll talk to you later. Peace.